Okay, we will get started. I'll call this special meeting to order for the Board of Supervisors, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, just a few housekeeping notes since this is something we've not done before. I will try and turn the screen to the other two supervisors as they speak. If you're having a hard time hearing, please comment in the chat and so we can adjust what we're doing. We are trying to keep our safe social distancing here at this meeting as well. So first we have public comment. Nobody submitted any public comment via email or phone. The chat is available here, so as we're discussing something that we are doing with our continuity of operations plan, you can put a comment or question in there, and we will either address it as it comes up or at the end of the discussion before we move forward with any motions. So what the Board of Supervisors has created and will be discussing today is the Gregg Township Center County COVID-19 Continuity of Operations Plan, otherwise known as COOP. We'll go section by section through this and discuss if there's any changes or additions that need made to each section before we adopt this. The idea of this is to provide our residents and the community with the understanding that the township will continue to operate. It will be under different circumstances and may look a little bit different to all of you, but we want to assure you that we are moving forward and making sure that all essential services are provided to our residents. So first we have the overview. The Continuity of Operations Plan is intended to establish and communicate the procedures for continued operation of the essential functions of Gregg Township, Center County during the COVID-19 emergency. Any comments on that?
No, it's okay.
I have none.
As it stands, yeah.
The declaration of disaster emergency on March 20th, the township declared or sent in a declaration of disaster emergency, which just allows the township to be able to recoup any or potentially recoup any funding that expenses that come up in dealing with this COVID-19 issue moving forward. This was under the recommendation of the State Emergency Management Association as well as the county. So we need to make a motion today to ratify that declaration of disaster emergency and extend the time period, which is originally only 7 days, until May 21st, 2020, unless otherwise deemed appropriate to lift that disaster declaration. So I will entertain a motion to ratify that declaration of disaster emergency from March 20th and extend it until March 21st, 2020, which is our next Board of Supervisors, or which is our May 20, I'm sorry, I think I said March, May 21st, 2020.
I will make that motion. I will make that motion.
I will second the motion.
Any further discussion?
No.
None.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimous. The next section is essential services. The township will continue to ensure the delivery of critical infrastructure services and functions, which includes communication, emergency services, and road maintenance in accordance with public health and safety. Any comments or questions about the essential services definition?
I think it's fine as it's written.
I would agree.
I did just realize we don't have I didn't hit record on the camera over there. This is recording, and we will make sure that this recording of this Zoom is made available as well.
That's what I did.
Thank you for bearing with us as we try and figure out this technology to make this available. Okay, just turn it off. We'll just put this recording on there. Okay, so that was essential services. The next section would be communications with the public. Email and phone communications will continue with adjustments that are listed below under the Secretary Treasurer. So we'll get to that in a moment. A page on the website has been created regarding COVID-19 to have lots of resources on there from all different levels, whether it's the federal, state, or local. In addition, urgent alerts may be sent out via the website as well. So residents are encouraged to subscribe on the website to receive e-notifications via email. Residents are also encouraged to contact the township with any needs, questions, or concerns. If there's a need that comes up that you have or somebody else has, you can contact the township secretary, and we will try and direct you to the best resources to fulfill those needs at this time. Any questions on communication with the public?
No, I think it's fine as written.
No questions.
Communications with essential services and emergency service personnel. The chair of the Board of Supervisors will check in at least weekly with those performing essential and emergency services for the township, such as water and sewer authorities, Gregg Township Fire Company, Penns Valley EMS, the emergency management coordinators for the township, as well as township personnel. If the chair is ill or unable to, the vice chair will perform the check-ins, and if the vice chair is unable to, the third supervisor will perform the check-ins. Not to say that the supervisors can't all check in as well. I think people would appreciate that at this time. Any comments, concerns, or questions regarding that section?
None here.
No, I think it's okay.
Okay, next section is township personnel. All township personnel are encouraged to take precautions to protect themselves and the public in accordance with the CDC recommendations. Tasks will be established on a week-by-week basis until further notice. All non-essential tasks will be put on hold until determined to be appropriate. All employees will continue to be paid in full until and unless otherwise, all full-time employees will continue to be paid in full until and unless otherwise decided. Any comments or concerns on that statement?
I have none.
No.
So next is the breakdown under township personnel. First would be secretary treasurer will work from home as able, utilizing the township laptop to perform administrative tasks such as answering emails. When available to respond to emails, a standard automated response will be sent. When working from home, the township phone line will be redirected to the secretary's phone to be answered during regular business hours. When necessary, the secretary will perform essential tasks in the office on a limited basis. Should the secretary treasurer be unable to perform the duties due to illness, the chair of the Board of Supervisors will step in. If unable to perform the duties due to illness, the vice chair of the Board of Supervisors will step in, and so on and so forth. Any comments or concerns regarding secretary treasurer's role?
None at this point.
No.
Next is agency open records officer. Will respond to right to know requests as able to in compliance with the right to know law and without endangering the employee's safety or the safety of the public. Extension of time to respond will likely be deemed necessary, and non-electronic records will not be accessible for in-person appointments until the emergency declaration is lifted. If a requester would like electronic copies of physical records that otherwise would be inspected in person, or a fee assessed for paper copies, an exception will be made to standard operating procedure during this emergency, and electronic copies may be made if the secretary is able to be in the township office and has completed essential tasks. The Office of Open Records has asked that requesters consider not submitting requests unless there is an urgent need, and reminds the agencies that transparency builds trust, especially in emergencies. Any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the right to know officer?
I have none.
Okay, as written.
Road crew will be on an on-call basis from their residence during regular business hours. The 3 road crew employees will rotate every other day, having 1 employee check the conditions of the roads for any urgent safety issues in their own assigned township vehicle, so as not to potentially expose each other. If the roadmaster is unable to perform duties due to illness, the assistant roadmaster will step in. And if unable to perform the duties due to illness, the equipment operator will step in, and so on and so forth. Any questions or concerns regarding the road crew?
I have none.
No, this is okay.
Next, all employees will track all time during normal business hours that are not spent performing township duties on the timesheets under line item COVID-19, which has been added to everyone's timesheets. Any questions there?
None.
Okay, as written.
If an employee is unavailable during normal business hours to perform the above listed expectations, the employee will be required to use paid time off or unpaid leave.
That's fine.
Okay, as written.
Okay. Any other questions or comments regarding township personnel and performing duties at this time?
I have none.
No, not here.
Okay, township facilities. All township facilities are closed for public use until further notice, including the Old Greg School Community and Recreation Center and the playground equipment. Employees and township officials will limit use of the township office and adhere to the CDC recommendations, including groups of no more than 10 and safe distancing of at least 6 feet. Any questions or comments on that?
I have none.
It's okay, as written.
Okay, do you want to discuss cleaning? Doug, do you want to?
Yes. Yeah, I think that our cleaning personnel should continue to come in once a week and do their normal cleaning duties. I also think they should come in another day during the week and wipe down doorknobs and do additional cleaning, especially the restrooms. This would help prevent the spread of COVID-19. And sometime prior to reopening, I think that maybe we'll have a cleaning service come in and wipe down the walls and windows. Any additions to that?
No.
Okay, so what will be added then under that township facilities will be the cleaning of the building 1 plus a half day a week at this time, unless we decide to increase that moving forward, as well as hiring a cleaning service prior to reopening the building to the public to sanitize the building. Any other questions, comments on that section?
No.
Okay. Township public meetings. The Board of Supervisors will continue to have regularly scheduled meetings, but will limit the agenda to urgent essential business items only. All other boards and commission meetings will be canceled until further notice, unless urgent essential business needs to be conducted. To comply with the Sunshine Act during this emergency time, opportunities will be provided to the public for public comment in a variety of means, and the meetings will be recorded and made available electronically. Public comment is to be made via email or phone call prior to the start of the meeting, and the public can participate in the meeting via Zoom electronic conferencing link, which is what we are doing today. So hopefully you can all hear us all right there. This is being recorded as well, so this will be made available for viewing. Any questions or comments regarding how we move forward with township public meetings?
I think that section is okay as written.
I have no questions.
Okay. Emergency management coordinators. Communication will continue on a weekly basis, if not several times a week, between the chair of the Board of Supervisors and the appointed emergency management coordinators to ensure proper procedures are taking place in compliance with recommendations from PEMA and FEMA. Should all three of the Board of Supervisors be unable to perform the duties of this continuity of operations plan, the emergency management coordinators are to assume the role. And we have made them aware and been in discussions with them regarding this. Any questions, comments, or concerns regarding emergency management coordinators?
I have none at this time.
Yeah, it is okay as written.
Okay. Noted on this plan is that the Gregg Township Center County COVID-19 Continuity of Operations Plan is subject to any and all changes as deemed necessary under the declaration of disaster emergency. So are there any, before we adopt this, are there any questions or comments from those viewing this Zoom meeting regarding our continuity of operations plan? I'll give you a few moments before we make a motion to adopt. Okay. Seeing no further questions, I will entertain a motion to adopt this Gregg Township Center County COVID-19 Continuity of Operations Plan with the addition of the cleaning section to the township facilities as written.
I will make that motion. I will make that motion.
I will second the motion.
Any further discussion?
None.
No, not here.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. We just want to encourage everyone in the public to keep in touch. We will try and keep in touch as best we can with you as well. Again, if you see any needs in the community, please reach out to Pam via email or phone. We will get back to you as soon as possible and direct you towards some assistance for those resources. Again, please check out the website. The page that was created for that will have lots of information on there. We'll continue to update you all as we get information, and we appreciate you guys being here, and we look forward to getting through this together and being able to get back to other business. So if nobody else has any comments, questions?
I have none.
I have none.
Okay, the next Board of Supervisors meeting is April 9th at 6:30 p.m. We have bid openings that day for road projects as long as we get bids in. So we will put information out to the community in terms of how to participate in that meeting should we still be under this disaster declaration. So if there is no other questions or comments, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and we'll be in touch.